Welcome. Today we're going to discuss the technique Twirling Hammers, its execution, some of the things that can go wrong during its execution, ways to compensate for those issues, and things that you should know in general about the technique. So like some of our other videos, this technique was originally in Form 4, and then it was extracted out, a lot of stuff was added to it, and then that became the ideal phase for the self-defense. We're going to be sticking to the middle version of the technique, which is what is shown in 4. So that's what we're going to be discussing. We won't be doing the long version of the technique. So with that said, we're going to talk about the attack. So the attack is typically done off the left straight punch from the front, but keep in mind that this would work just as easily of a flank attack, which would pick up your left side instead of having all our right flank attacks, where if he was coming in, I would easily be able to come right at him and execute the technique. But for the sake of the video, we're going to stick to the ideal phase where we're going to be dealing with from the front. So the first thing we're going to talk about is our stance. We're going to be in a left neutral bow. We're going to be in a ready position framing. So this matches what we do in reversing mace, but with the wrong foot forward. Now keep in mind that just because we're starting the technique this way doesn't mean we have to do it this way. I could just as easily be in a right neutral bow and execute the technique. And we demonstrate that in striking serpent's head when they've already grabbed us, and we do the opposite side of the technique by using the left. But again, we're sticking to the ideal phase. So from our left neutral bow, we're going to be here framing, baiting him to throwing that punch. So the first thing that goes wrong here is, again, because this was a form technique and it was pulled out, you start executing it like you're doing the form, which is a bad thing. Form is good to pick up themes that are in the form, but this is self-defense. We don't have to show those themes. You want to be defending yourself. So one of the main differences, the form doesn't have any of the checks or covers. And that's a bad thing for my face, good thing for his elbow. So when we're doing the technique, one of the things you want to compensate is make sure you have your hand always covering or checking his weapons. The next thing we're going to talk about, and I'll face you guys, is in the form, we're purposely getting out of our way and then having to loop around ourselves. Obviously in self-defense, I don't want to get in my own way. What I want to do is more turn and be able to come directly in. So that's what we're doing here. I'm framing, I'm going to turn and come straight in. And again, this is pulling. Remember, anytime we're using the back of the knuckles, I don't want to hit with the bones, I want to hit with the knuckles. So I got to turn my wrist, line it up so I can deliver the strike. Another thing that can go wrong here, if you notice we're framing, is I totally forget about my right hand and try to do the block with the left. My right hand's already here, so pick up the block and then pick up the check with the left so that I can have my strike. Next thing I want to do, again, I'm going to cover, and I can use this now to enhance my elbow by using opposing forces to deliver the elbow and pull him, get a little frictional pull into the elbow. Again, because we're doing self-defense technique, we can do inserts, so I can easily claw here now before delivering the hammer fist, which again pulls. Think of 5 swords. This is the opposite, now we're pulling. So we got the pull here and the pull here, instead of the pushes with 5 swords. So once again, we're here, we get the block, I deliver the strikes, and this is where we're going to end up the technique. Remember, outside the arm, we're at or above the elbow. I don't want this to start slipping. And again, maintaining my checks that we don't have in the form. From here, you could do the long version of the technique. We're again choosing just to cover out, but just as easily as other videos, you can take the arm, do whatever it is you want to do from there. So once again, we'll do a quick walkthrough. Facing this way so you can see it facing directly towards the camera. I'm going to not get in my way, come straight in, pull, frictional pull. If I can add this insert, I add it, get the hammer, stay above the elbow, and then cover out if I choose. Do it one more time from this angle without the explanation. Up. We hope this video helps you. Thank you very much.